one of the things that makes the show feel specific and pop is how really specific it is.
Yeah.
Can you keep it kid-friendly?
Of course. Grandpa was tripping hard, running around naked and screaming.
Mom.
First of all, I love this show. I've seen it 3 times all the way through.
Love that.
It is incredible. I love that this event is with food, because watching Long Story Short, it feels like food is such a way into this family. For food is a huge part of this show, not just the cultural detail, but as memory, guilt, love, pressure, grief. But for both of you, why did food feel like such a natural way in for this family?
I think food is how you make home.
Yeah.
It's very much a part of how you create space that is remembered. Like
food is
the making of the food, the sharing of the food. Although apparently I've learned today that your mother skipped a lot of steps.
The tastes. I mean, I think food is one of the ways you define yourself. Like what you eat, how you eat it. I mean, certainly your culture, your people, like we eat this because our parents ate this and their parents and their parents, and there's rules about what we eat and don't eat. It's one of the ways we separate ourselves.
Yeah, it's about flattening time in that sense, where like you're doing these rituals and making this food in a way like you're with your ancestors, you're with your descendants when you do those things.
It draws a string.
Yeah.
Between you and the past
very
generations.
Jewish and very beautiful. Yeah.
Very universal. They're everybody.
Well, I was just actually going to bring that up, because this show is very specifically Jewish, but the emotions are very universal.
Yeah.
The bar mitzvah, the JCC, the recipes, the family arguments. How important was it for you not to sound damn that stuff specifically, but trust that the more specific it got, the more people would recognize their own families in the show?
How important was it? I'd say fairly important.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the things that makes the show feel specific and pop, is how really specific it is.
Yeah.
Is not trying to translate for a general
If you
audience.
try to be everybody, you're nobody.
Sure.
Yeah,
But if you're really specific, then other people recognize their own family structure.
And I think that's really true. I think people find their own ways in through specificity. I mean, it's never been a stumbling block for me when I see something that is not about me specifically.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, this feels really real, and I don't maybe understand all the specifics, but I connect to the vulnerabilities. There's universalities to it that I really respond to. There's a famous story about Fiddler on the Roof. It was such a hit on Broadway, and they did a worldwide tour. And they went to Japan, and there's a story of Sheldon Harnick, the lyricist, is in the lobby anxiously tearing up his program, like, why did we take the show to Japan? There are no Jews here.
Right.
There are no
They don't even know what it is.
They have no context for any of this. And the show ends, and there's rapturous applause, and people are coming out with the tears in their eyes, and they're saying to him, I don't know how this show worked anywhere but Japan. This is the quintessential Japanese story, because it's all about tradition and change and fathers and daughters and if you're specific, people find their own way in.
Absolutely. Now, one thing the show does really, really well is how family stories change depending on where we see them. A moment that seems funny in one episode can hit totally different once you kind of understand what came before or after it. So how much of the show was built around the idea that families are consistently rewriting their own history?
Ooh, that's a great way to put it. I think, I mean, it was really important to me that the show was an ensemble show, and that in that way every character could be the protagonist, and that you could tell an episode from one character's perspective, and then you could tell another episode where that character is the bad guy, and that there is no one true, honest appraisal, that everyone kind of has their own version of the events. And even in an episode itself, you might hear 2 different versions, and you don't know who's right and who's wrong, because the answer is they're both right and they're both wrong.
Yeah.
I
love that. That's a beautiful question.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I can tell that you watched it 3 times because you were able to absorb all the references in all the other episodes.
Right. You might say, truly, the only way to watch the show is to watch it 3
times.
And to tell your friends and tell them to watch it.
I have been, honestly, so I've been kind of comparing This Works to a lot like Ted Lasso or Scrubs. I feel like you are the Bill Lawrence of animation in a great way.
Sure, I'll take it.
But I do want to have another question, because we're literally at a food event for the show. So what's one dish from your own life that instantly takes you back to your family, either good memory, bad memories, complicated memories, or whatever it is?
Well, the problem with that for me is that I'm vegan, and I was raised in a heavy meat household.
Yeah.
They didn't know what else to eat. It was just meat.
Do you ever try to make vegan versions of like the stuff you grew up with?
Well, I make the vegan challah, which is delicious, and I don't really like the fake meat so much, so no, I can't repeat gefilte fish or the beef stew. I remember specifically having a very bad stomach ache whenever she made that.
You can't replicate that stomach ache.
Cannot replicate.
Can't get the stomach ache back. One day, keep trying. You'll get there.
Yeah, I've tried to make there's like matzo ball soup, you can do stuff like that.
My wife makes me a vegan cheese blintz on my birthday.
That's nice.
And it takes her so long. It's such a labor of love, and I really feel it. And it's like she's trying to recreate this thing that I love that I can now eat. In fact, my production card at the end of the episodes is vegan blintzes, and it's a picture of the vegan blintz that she makes.
That's right.
She's like combined several different recipes to like do the version that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then my dad sometimes will now, when we see him for family stuff, we'll do vegan matzo balls, which is also like a whole ordeal.
Yes, it's totally doable.
And it's like, to see your family adjust the recipes for you.
Passover is tricky.
Passover's tough. Passover's a bear. Oh my God.
We do the sacrificial yam.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. We have a beet.
We do, because it's bloody.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we do more of a Sephardic, not Ashkenazi, because otherwise you can't. We won't be able to eat anything. Nobody wants that.
Well, look, the show's incredible. Go get those Emmys.
Thanks for
Fantastic
your
job.
lips.